Well, good morning, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great week. It has been crazy for me. We have been working some long hours trying to get this house together, and so it's the second house. And today's our last day, and tomorrow I will be leaving up out of here. And I'll get back to my usual routine of getting you guys the content and stuff. And I'm feeling a little bit under the weather right now, so bear with me. But today is an important day because today, tomorrow, and Thursday is the voluntary OTAs. Cowboys are really going to start picking up the pace, doing the installs, and getting ready for the NFL season. But it looks like CeeDee Lamb is not going to be a participant of it because he is basically holding out and waiting for his contract. Now, I don't think that it's time to worry right now. We had Zach Martin, who actually held out through training camp for CeeDee Lamb. This is the voluntary part of the OTA, so he won't be fined or anything for not being there right now. And this is going to be short and sweet because I've got to go pick up some flooring and go to Home Depot and get there before 9 o'clock where my volunteers get there. So he's not going to miss a lot. I mean, it would be great to have him there. The other question will be is, will Micah Parsons be there? Both of them missed the OTA pre-meeting, which was yesterday. So more than likely, Micah Parsons won't be there as well. There's been some... It's almost comical to me. I've been seeing more than one place a rumor of the Cowboys could cut Brandon Cooks to get themselves a little bit more cap space. And I'm sorry, but that makes no sense whatsoever. Reason being is because in 10 days you're going to get $9.5 million. That'll get you up to about $13-14 million of money going into the season. And the Cowboys probably are going to be looking to signing bottom basement guys that'll be veteran minimums, so they technically will have enough money to do that kind of work. The only reason that you would cut Brandon Cooks would be is you're trying to bring in somebody else, a bigger name player than, say, Brandon Cooks. That maybe you're going to trade for somebody who has a bigger contract, and that is a possibility, having the extra compensatory picks that we have because of the players that we lost. I'm not the one that believes that the Cowboys, it's all doom and gloom. I still believe, and people say I'm too optimistic. Everybody's saying the Cowboys are going to stink, the Cowboys are going to be terrible. But I'm not on that bandwagon. I actually believe the Cowboys will still be a decent team. This is exactly the same thing that happens every year. The season ends, the Cowboys are a disappointment. You know, yeah, they went to the playoffs, they won a game or they lost a game, and, you know, they stink. They don't do anything for free agency. They're, you know, F grades. They're low in the power rankings and everything else, everywhere except with Vegas. And then by the time training camp gets here, all of a sudden, they're Super Bowl contender. So, hopefully, the team will get on the field, they'll get some work in, and we don't have the Sean Lee type incident where a young Zach Martin pulled around the end and ended up in a non-contact drill running onto Sean Lee, and Sean Lee tore his knee and was done for the year. So, let's listen to Tom Becerra real quick about the Cowboys' dilemma on Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak Prescott.
And I just find the Dallas situation just confounding. And I know that we've seen them kick the can, like you said. We see that they could have done something. Jerry's saying that they're going to do great things during the draft. Nothing happens, so to speak. But where do you think this ends up? As you mentioned, they've got 3 guys to pay, and you just can't pay everybody.
Well, I would say this. The Cowboys love Dak Prescott. They love CeeDee Lamb. They love Micah Parsons. And all along, when they didn't really do anything in free agency other than signing linebacker Eric Kendricks, who got cut by the Chargers, and bringing back Zeke Elliott. The thinking was we need to save the money to pay these three guys. It's pretty apparent just based on where they are in their contracts that Dak and CD are going to be the top priorities. I'm not saying they don't want to get something done with Micah, but he's entering year 4. He is eligible for an extension now, but it sounds like Micah also understands that those other ones are a little bit more urgent here. But you're right. I mean, I think that people make a lot of everything that comes out of Jerry Jones' mouth, and perhaps at times not taking into account the fact that Jerry just likes you to talk about the things that he says, whatever those might be. So when he says all in, what does he mean by that? We've spent like the past 3 months analyzing and hyper-analyzing those comments. The reality is they think they've got a good team. They think that they can be really good right now. I know they're really excited about the draft class that they were able to bring in. They were able to address some needs. They got several offensive linemen through the course of the draft, among other things that they did. They didn't draft a running back. That was in part because they thought that they had Zeke back. But you can retain your core. I'm not in the salary cap is a myth, corner of things here, because it's not. Every year we see teams have to make hard decisions. But those hard decisions usually involve that next group of players. If you got your core players, particularly young players, and your quarterbacks, you want to retain those guys. That's how you maintain a healthy program. And then once you pay your quarterback $55-60 million a year, and you pay a wide receiver $30+ million per year, you better keep drafting well, because that's your young, cheap workforce that's coming in. I do believe that the Cowboys, again, just based upon where they are with CD, where they are with Micah, I do believe that they're going to find ways to get those done. But when that happens remains to be seen. And with Dak, the situation is different. With CD, you've got franchise tags you can apply. Micah's got a year, and then his option, and then franchise tags. Dak, you are 10 months away from Dak Prescott, your franchise quarterback, becoming an unrestricted free agent. They had to tag him a second time a few years ago because they needed to buy time for his new contract and process. So a third tag would be 144% of his cap number this year, which I believe is close to
$6 million.
It's such an astronomical number, they basically can't tag him again. And so Dak is going to be that rare franchise quarterback who becomes a true free agent. I mean, it's a pretty short list of guys you can think of that did that. Kirk Cousins has done it twice, back in 18 and then in 24. Tom Brady did it at the end. Drew Brees was a free agent for like a few seconds in 2018. The Vikings called on him before they signed Kirk Cousins that year, but he was never really going anywhere. With Dak, every day that you get closer to him hitting free agency, just in my opinion, just knowing how the dynamics work and how the league views that position, I think you're getting a day closer to Dak if you're not able to get something done, not being a member of the Cowboys in 2025.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the...
Some people, that's like, great. Let's get that bum out of here. For others who have been down the road of having no quarterbacks, we know the difference. All right, good people, I got to get my shoes on and get a stepping. One more day worth of work to do, and we'll get back to life and back to reality. Whew. I appreciate you guys bearing with me, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.